Jorvn Jones is now consolidating all work under the holding umbrella of the crystallised entity Jorvn Jones. Jorvn Jones, as an entity, first seeded back in 1997 or 98, when JJ's ex-wife's then paramour Danny, the girl, daubed nascent JJ as such, and JJ wore it as a badge of honour and homage to Sly and the Family's Stone's Frisky. Not capitalised in homage to E.E. Cummings and Buddha, when JJ, always a dabbler, first began seriously writing in earnest. Early works were heavily influenced by the Kabbalah. Jorvn Jones as an entity took on a certain cultural cachet as JJ up and moved to England for a number of years, which certainly changed the direction and shape of JJ's work. Upon return, the digital age had become the social bang that we have slid from to here. So JJ embarked on a diaristic blog project, now defunct, called Cinematography, documenting the arts, music, cultural, cinematic and foodie scenes of underground Sydney. With Black President Sean William Reid as one half of duo Sean Jorvn, JJ faced JJ's biggest mainstream success so far, appearing in their play See Through at New Next Wave Festival in Melbourne to international audiences, and their film Kiss Me Deadly appearing in a number of festivals. Since then, JJ has been working diligently on an experimental musical essay film/poem film called Sermonism, and continues to do so at JJ's Liverpool-based studio, the Spangula Tabernacle, where JJ runs JJ's art empire, Jorvn Jones Cottage Industries. JJ has appeared a number of times in On the Cusp Festival, most recently in late 2024, where JJ premiered the first live iteration of the experimental musical. Interested in non-binary health and longevity, JJ offers work as Up as Prayers, works in diverse contexts and across cultures, is a post-feminist, masculinist, involving, and an asexual, pansexual, post-queer, queer interested in kinks and bodily fluids. Heavily influenced by astrology, work under Uranus in Aries saw a strong concentration on exploring masculinities, whereas Uranus in Taurus saw an evolution of masculinity's focus into third gender concerns in Spangula and is genre. Uranus in Gemini seems to be seeing a paradigm shift, more of a focus on familial and faith-based concerns. A big fan of Freud, JJ's extended family sees JJ as a sibling, uncle, and daddy to little Brett. JJ has had 5 wives, but much like Elizabeth Taylor, keeps believing in love. Jorvn enjoys surfing till it don't seem nothing. Jorvn has published in Junkie Scum, The Madhouse, Collaborative Artist Book, Cicatrice, Cookie Book Project, The Waiting Room Anthology, Unsweetened Literary Journal, Sapphic Voyage Poetry Journal, Cephas Stores Anthology, In Telescope Time Anthology, and an obscure chapbook called Vampire Tapeworm/Russian Tea Rooms. Which if you can find a copy, you win a prize. Jorvn's work is archived on YouTube, on Tumblr, and you can also find him on SoundCloud. Links are in the bio of the Facebook event page for tonight.
I'm sure you will look at it.
Yes, and you've now heard Jorvn Jones.
It's a very long bio, I didn't realise that, just like provide context, talk about your family and that sort of thing, so I rambled on as I do. It's probably a good segue though for the first poem. I've got a bunch of poems, I've timed it at about 20 minutes including banter, so I know you all want to get on with your own poems, so I'll try to see how we go. And the first one is called Emergence, and I guess it's sort of a good one to start as an intro, and it's a bit abstract and a bit out there, and after that I'll go a little bit more conservative for those that are just scratching their heads. But I thought it would be good to start with one of the so-called third gender works, because Donald Trump has just announced that there are now only 2 genders as an official policy, so I just wanted to still be putting work out there, even though I've kind of moved on from doing that sort of exploration, to say that identities don't just disappear because he decrees that they don't exist anymore. So that That's about as political as I'll get, but anyway. And this refers to spandula, which is probably my most questioned concept, which people have no idea what I'm talking about, and I talk about it all the time. So, and I even named my art studio after it. Basically, spandula is kind of like the muses, and I kind of think most of my work is sort of like a cosmic download from a jar or whatever, and I don't take much responsibility for it except that it's there, kind of like Aleister Crowley or Jack Kerouac. I just kind of put it down on the page, and they're my babies, and I don't take much responsibility. So I sort of give my thanks to the spandula, the muses, which is also, as I say, a third gender. So I guess rather than say non-binary being a non-gender, it's like a gender-queer idea of an extra gender that's not male or female. So I was doing work exploring what that might be and what that might look like. And that was also therefore like a spiritual, philosophical kind of thing, strongly influenced by Jewish mysticism, astrology, Tantra, Hinduism, etc., which is probably more a personal thing and not that relevant. But that's basically what I mean by spandula, in case you're probably still scratching your head, but that's the ballpark of it. Anyway, that's the introduction. This is called emergence. In spandula, we're not born, we're manifest. Always is, always was. As above, so below. Spinning on a knife point, the rays shoot out 6 ways, 6 pointed stars of light. One of my aspects is blinded. Many shifting aspects, many faces, many body parts, and their anti. What is must also disintegrate, implode. No thing as much as thing. Yes thing. Why as much as why not. So far in spandula there has been catalogued over 3,000 different genders, all aspects. But when in spandula one tends not to categorise. It is the slippages that are more interesting, y'all. In spandula there is a rising up and a descending down, spinning like a skewer. The rays shoot out 12 directions, 12 faceted baubles of light. All aglow, the faces rise and descend, emerge and rescind, the many different aspects. Today you see me in spandula, a slightly bluish hue to my usual golden glow. It is shadows dancing, the many different aspects, being taught to dance by shimmerers. For they choose veil dancing, and I have been an unveiled. There is a slant to my gait, hopped up on one foot or hooven, the hoven of the music of my goldenrod, flute to mouth, lost in ecstatic tune as prayer. In spandula there are prayers to nothing. If ones keep spinning on axis, eventually they split off into separate orbs of light, made manifest by sound. 1,000 different aspects can be counted by the eye, but none can be caught. An inverse of them, like square root and new shapes, their inverse aspects, implosions, rich for mind. Pockmarked the land, like an orange, spinning like a knife, we skewer the juice, revealed in veils, the skin gives way to flesh. Everything is a prayer on this tune of nothing, out of nothing, in spandula we float. One foot suspended, one hoof in earth, somewhere in between, in spandula we float. Our clits beating up in golden rhymes of dew, descending a bell curve, like an unending prayer, because everything and nothing is a prayer in spandula. So that was a little introduction, and I'll bring it a lot more back down to earth now. And you know, sometimes before you've even really been introduced to someone, I guess in the social media age, this happens a lot. People have sort of decided about you based on what they call facts, and they actually like sort of spit it at you like facts. Like, you know, they'll ramble on something about you and be like, facts. And it's just kind of like, that's not true. And they're like, facts. And so this is sort of my take on facts. It's called facts. Facts are what's left for the record when the moment of truth has come and gone, has been and left over, when truth has moved on. Truth is for seekers. Facts are for checkers. Perhaps you can filter your search with facts as markers, signposts, boxes, ticks, landmarks, all one big conglomerate of data, shaped as see fit. Truths can be polished, pearly and white, washed every night, picked at like bones. Like something hovering above, like a sword or an angel. What's your angle? Facts can be hollowed, facts can be drummed around truth's persistent whisper. Facts aren't such twitchers. Facts aren't twisters. Facts won't wrap around. Facts aren't traps, but facts resound, never rebound. Constant measures of the temperature through the glass that truth shattered past. And if you need to see it through a glass, truth may leave you shuttered in, on your ass, steadying yourself against the wind of blast, the fat of the bones, testing what you know, how well you see, what you seek, what needs a check balanced against the size of the leak, of a world so in touch they mingle and meet, throwing out touchstones. Like bats and radar, up to the mount, playing it down, hanging around, finally getting sick of a lie repeated a million times becoming a sort of truth, or at least that sort of shine. Like recognition, like a mirror, like a pass down, like a comforter. Facts prepared at the stand, truth around the legs of the herd, flipping the bird. That's what I think of facts. Onto a bit of make-believe. This one has two titles. It's called Fluke/On a Mission. And I sort of came of age in the 90s, and back then it was a real thing to be like, people were like, oh, what are you up to? And they'd be like, on a mission, on a mission. Everyone seemed to be very driven and they were always on a mission. So that's where this one kind of came from. Just a bit of dumb luck, just a bit of hit into home, just a bit of hit and miss, just another hit to home. Remember we used to be on a mission? Nothing was so fast as our path. When everything was total obsession, everything aligned with the stars. Just a bit moonstruck, just a bit dazed and domed, just about struck dumb, just when I was home and hosed. I can count the hairs on my head. I can count each lucky thread. I can count on the hairs on my chin, chin, chin. So much space there where luck slides in. Just a bit of dumb luck. Just a bit of hit into home. Just a bit of hit and miss. Just another hit to home. You say fluke. I take the luck. Tuck it under my mission's dukes. Remember we used to be on a mission? Nothing was so fast as our path. When everything was total obsession. Everything aligned with the stars. Now this one, I've been reading a Prince biography, like by an obsessive fan, and I'm not sure I'm as into Prince as I used to be, but perhaps when I was writing this, I may have been listening to a fair bit of Prince is what I'm going to say. It's called Giddy. Baby, when I'm describing you, they think I'm on some drug. No-hoo. Baby, I know we're pretty new. Do you get the same thing too? Woohoo. I'm just high on the drug of love. I'm feeling spirits up above. I'm living for above. The jealous feelings that fight and tug for our minds, our bodies, our feelings that way. Our eyes, our hearts, our tongues, our lungs. I know that it's a cliche to say, you're the punk, I fret and chug and take the plunge. Finally. When you're near, shield and spear, nothing else to pierce the day. This energy I'm addled up in fear. When you're not here, I don't know what to do with my day. Sit around and stare, comb my hair, the perfect way you'd like to wear my wardrobe. The locket I made for you today, this hair. Like a ring, like my stare, my eyes that lock and deep probe. Oh yeah? Finally. Maybe we've been around for a while. Do you still get my vibe? Or does my lovesick way lack the style, embarrassing unlocked logical diatribe? Your scream like a siren, my heart its ringing tone. You scream me and savour the earthy richness of my poem. Finally. Lay me down, hearth and home, solid ground. Heart and hand through the storm, to Mars and back, through China, Sicily, Lay me down, lay you down. The funeral ground and burned you. The funeral burned and kicked. Rock and roll, funk, sex, earth, electricity. Finally. And in a similar thing, this is sort of about when you're more flamboyant than your girlfriend and she wants you to come down to earth. Which I imagine Prince would often have in that trouble, but this one was not inspired by him. It's called Hushed Tongues. You hush my tongue of all this nonsense. Child, you laugh. I laugh along with you, still feeling the intensity you can't handle without laughing. Are you laughing at me? Laughing at the situation? Laughing at the absurdity of this world in all its turning screws? You're laughing at me. When am I going to be brave and come down to where you are? You drag me to my knees in a hushed spar, a hoist spear before I ruin the fantasy. A tough lover, a tough cookie dough eyes with jackprints peppered like stones in flight. But I wanted you to take me, to hold me rough, to show me what's tough and tender, boils down like fat and lard till it's in the mix like a skeleton key. You're a little minx, you're taking you with me, your eyes draw like cookie cutters, but the shapes say, prove me wrong. They taunt and dance, slithery and long, or elongated chances, daring me to pounce, to keep the anticipation, keep the heart pounding. Can't stop laughing, don't stop the laughing. You never know, I might be coming down for it, this rosy poem. And I guess I'm a pretty happy person, but even the happiest get depressed sometimes, so I think all poets can relate to that. This is called In the Dark. Disintegrations fall at their own pace, hardly notice the world anymore. Fires scorch through time, forked, black and without trace. The true mesh, it was back up the spinal cord when it webbed, dilated, banned, thin, way back when befores meant something. Heading, treading slowly towards the dropout. When it hit, broken neck, tusk-eyed and fright, fully now home to gone. When will you build your palace now? The moon taunts with effortless intoxication. Be little and smaller now, in the dark. Why does it shine like it does? This one is basically turns on a phrase from the Talmud, which is like a Jewish commentaries book. It's called Living Well. They say, living well is the best revenge. So how are you holding up, baby? As the crow flies, feed a twinge. Are you doing more living than dying these days? Whoever said revenge ain't sweet was lying. I pray for peace, but I find it most when I work at it than along diplomatic lines. Working with the leaders of the world, these days I'm so spiritual. It means there's a face you've got to unfurl, amongst all the faces that unfurl. Break it all down to boy and girl, get the ear of this great big world. I remember when it was just you and me, girl, these days more living than dying. I'm praying rather than whining, thankful for what is mine, and I'm minding it. My business, I'm minding it. I'm finding that being busy minds the beeswax for you. Ideas we fought so hard to do, enemies don't seem so personable. Who's zooming who? Who would have thought our best friends would lie within? Loving this life we're in. Not too much silver or gold, just enough to chase the goals. And let the road come find us for a change. Ain't life strange? I hear it bell in perfect tune, living well, living so well. This one was about a road trip that I took with someone that, basically. It's called Off the Beaten Track. Out of range goes the radio, so we make up our own song as we go. The road drops out of reach, tense watching where the roos leap. Going off the beaten track, bushwhacking, can't follow our path, off the beaten track. Broken syllables, the sun breaks too. You're concentrating, the sun breaks view. The road drops out of reach, piggy in the road, the car leaps. In the breach, tension breaks in pure relief. Radio floods back, pure release, life there for the taking, pure beast. Past towns near swallowed by the dust. Kids spinning in trolley cars up the main drag because there's nothing to do. Sunday again, such a drag. The last picture show is alive and well. That's where the living's done. We're up to the bush of ghosts, but even there you have to light them up. My senior eyes are going to have trouble with this one. It's quite old. This is about when love is new, I guess, is the best way to describe it. I'll see if I can read it. It's a little bit faint. It's called On the Verge. Sitting on a rock near the close of morning, past the road and one sweep across the ocean and smile. Can't tell by your eyes at all what you're thinking, but I can still look down on a mile. There's crabs in them waters, in them pockety shadows, peep up at our dark shapes, dark sky to contemplate. We probably laugh at the chances we take, well, not all in the nights, I guess all in the days. Surf stretches the water, bold and brave, looks like it's waiting for something big to break. I got the same surging urge in my own way, but right now it's a shiver, it's a hesitate. Kind of hoping the day crashes on its way, or leaves this little black babe in the grey invades. So I can curl right in and drag you close, and we won't name it and no one else knows. Sitting on a rock getting close to morning, can't bring myself to go, just can't move. Wondering about weird electricities, magnetics and gravity. Wondering what could it speak, oh man, given what I see. We don't speak, all those repeats. No, don't speak, just watch and breathe. Don't know what's that something about the sea. Watch it enough, it'll preach. We sit and listen and let it sweep. Whereas this one is love when it's over. So it's the end. To the other end. It's called Pick, Pack and Send. And now the time has come to pick, pack and send through for you. Still got me doing all the little things you do for you. I do still sometimes find the sound of your voice are familiar, like rain. Your face still like a window pane. Little eyes like bubbles, grease and stain and hot and are washed away. Your unfolding arms disposing too. Our crest, our crescent, now more story to tell. With a background far beyond the window pane, long range that I can fix again. A long shot because you'll be you and I'll know by all the little things that you do. Just pick, pack and send through for you. And now the time has come, the curtains have to fall. Like me, you, us, the times, gathered from the floor. Bare air checking out sunlight so tentatively, seeing itself in ways it never did see. And setting out so much more to breathe, offsetting the space which we're removing from. The time has now come to pick, pack and send through for you. That you'll do through me, doing all the little things of you until pick, pack, send through. This is a cute one. This is the only reason I chose it. It's called Pink Moon. A lover's rock lilt brings you to my door, and I can't remember what we were fighting for. Rock of Gibraltar, instrument of death, hard rod in your face, which I find so special. Pink moon up above sallies our way, rock steady this and every other day. Vibrate so calmly, what am I for, bringing agitation to your door. You dance in a curtsy, so special to see, your eyes like coins reflecting the sea. That's a huge wishing well, or a huge gap. I'm busy writing us right up to the map. Pink moon up above sallies our way, rock steady this and every other day. You turn away now, I'd be devastated. Stay and be sure, you'll be glad you waited. To do your home. This one's fairly self-explanatory. It's called Shoe on the Other Foot. I very much get your vibe, like how now you've been around for a while, it's very much shoe is on the other foot now. But I don't wear shoes, go barefoot these days, happily stretched out, my toes all splayed, walk right out of your crazy race. But now you're bringing no shirt, no shoes, no service from you. It ain't hot enough to do a little jig, but I'm counting on them like irritable pig. You have me picked and posed as very much a such and such a little prig. Can't march a goose step march, but can feel every burn, every stone, every twig. Very much you made this easy, too late you learned the hard way. My feet have walked worlds where shoes are privileged like wings, and turn the other cheek is no concept to you. While foot is on the back foot, knee jerk into too tight a shoe, is on the other foot. Well, I guessed you knew. Didn't fit into your little tableau, but I get your vibe where you wanted me to be. Part of your equilibrium, I see. My footprints were just clues to a mystery of why not you? Fathoming the change from shoe to shoe, without walking any miles in them too. Some of these I don't actually remember writing. Interesting to ponder myself what they're about. This one's called Split Effects. We wander, loose as necking, no thrill. City's gates are guarded. We wander, loose as string, no pull. No capture, no slack, no slide, no spool. My burgeoning breath, whatever it could be, split the effects. Silence and still, inevitably fills, nothing personal. Now, I don't normally write political poems because I feel I don't know enough. And I find they date easily and stuff. But this one is kind of about, particularly online where people kind of get behind a cause and start talking about it for other people, and it sort of snowballs into this thing where they're telling you what to do and what to think. And I find that really annoying. So I wrote this poem in response to that, and it's called Stalinists. The way to go forward is not to capitulate to Stalinist demands, though capitalism's late, and so much is out of our hands. To leave it all behind would seem an irresponsibility, following our joy like a rhino's hind. But asking the questions gives us the capability to find the stores of our solutions to these spores of culpability where we all can't breathe. Though stuffed with our portions, there's no mystic art transforming our sufferings, just the realization our notions come with so much baggage, our offerings. I'm sick of you telling me your intentions. I'm sick of you telling me my intentions. I'm sick of you telling me how things shall be. If I end up with you, it won't be a phase. It won't be liberation. End up another jail.
Sorry, that's not as beautiful as I can.
This one is kind of about evolving souls, I guess you would say. It's called Stomach for the Ride. In a different head again, though that wasn't the purpose, that wasn't the plan. In a different head again. In a difficult moment, if I lose my stomach, cut the engine, abandon plan. Don't want to be taking you down again with some old fool, but that was then. I'm in a different head again, and gunning for this plan to win. It's a laster, it's a blaster, it's a laser aimed right at the eyes. Gonna take them by surprise. I've got the stomach for the ride. Got a turnkey kiss anyway. Eggs Benedict, perfect start to my day. Take it all in my stride, leave it all in my wake. And if I die, I never wake. After party, just to wait. I'll take it all in my stride. I've got the stomach for the ride. And if I've got too much pride, leaping over falls all blind. Turn a stumble into chance, into a dance as all unwinds. I've got that same head on my shoulders you knew from when. It's just a different when from then. I know my limits from their slide. I'm in a different head again, so to me it's no surprise. Spring step off the loaded fusillade. I've got the stomach for the ride. As hard as it may be to believe now in my old age, here in Newcastle there's a beach, somewhat, I've been at the beach today. People used to want me to be a gangster rapper, and they'd be very encouraging and be like, you've got to make it more gangster. It kind of reminded me of that Jean-Luc Godard maxim about making films where all you need is a girl and a gun. So I wrote this one, it's called They Say. They say you need a girl or a gun. I prefer those who are walking and talking. Your dirty feet have overrun and are smoking from that squawking. They say nothing wrong with a little fun. Make sure you mind who's talking. For those who do or those who don't, the fenceless fogs the gloaming stalking. Birds and the bees so defencelessly into boxes and locks slid and pinned down. Flat out urban sprawl that once seemed so blessed to be. Spat out boxes and locksmiths in response and round. Little games always that way in my memory. You don't pick the gang or the game or sound. Too mohair, too austere, too a star with the buzzing bees. Took things too far, they gossiped in bars round rounds. They say you need rounds, maybe hounds, targets spin, some networking flesh in rapid fires, in ache and instinct. You're old school, but it's a new world we're in. Rest on your laurels at seconds, and only if they're inked. They say you need minders, servers and grinders, a twin, a blend and a nest, not all in one vest, no mink, wink, but a sense of the blame being all of the game, pivot to win. Dames, dime, dashes, your feet up matters, treating the firiness back to kink, I wink. They say no need, I wink and nod to those who dig through tea leaves, mysterious boxes with aunties, through innards and grinds and eavesdroppings, with no reprise for scuttlings, and mud plum mopped up quick please, faster, faster, quick please, quick as you please, rest in quick please. Old school efforts to please, they say you need these, brass balls, cojones, naturally. And I probably shouldn't say, but I think I was reading a lot of Shakespeare when I wrote this one. Probably I was a little bit to hot chocolates, everyone's a winner as well. So it's called Win-Wins. You say all or nothing, a zero-sum game, but I would debate it, fall or fame. Why not a win? Because you least expected? A win over a win, at least then protected. Bitter colds these days fall fast yet warmer than younger days' warm glories former. And if we lost, why then all must lose too, to take the shine off the bells toll that follows me and you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right. Maybe a couple more. All right. I'll say that already.
All right, this one is basically a line that someone I was going out with used to say all the time, and I stole it and made a poem about it. It's called You Make Me Weep. There should be a 21 gun salute for your eyes, your ears, your hair, your nose, your feet, everything about you, you make me weep. While the Scorpio moon rises above, nets the scars in the sky above plunging depths where lovers leap, their place to meet, while all around chaos abounds, well this world you've got it gripped in your teeth. No doubt about it, you make me weep. With the smell rushing up from the rising pavement, or spluttered with sparkles, next to you don't seem so sweet. Gripping this world, drawing out a moan, hot breath of danger, oh you make me weep. Death uses your vessel to describe light. Sun draws a shade to your light, lingering on the sweetening, jewel gathering on my tongue like the roar of thunder, because you make me weep. My drums follow your song, a rhythmic pattern haunted along. Come on, jump straight into my arms, like lovers leap over faith, with all the secrets lovers keep, with all the promise of a peak. Overwhelmed I start to weep, Lord knows I cannot speak. You make me weep, you make me weep, you make me weep.
just doing the old time, what do you call it, the hook on the thing, so we haven't got any time. So I've jumped straight to the end, which is the shortest poem of all. And this one also has two titles. It goes out to all the strippers in the world, and also to Britney Spears. It's called Pole/Axis. You can't wait for the pole. I can't wait for the sport. Thank you.